GameGoddessFee here. Go grab your bills, you guys. Go and grab your bills. How you all doing today? Look, I didn't have a bill, so I made me one, y'all. All right, I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Hey, streaming Charlie, how's it going? You see, you've been waiting on this game. Yeah, we have it, and we're gonna go ahead and do the first case, but yeah, so I'm pretty excited, and I have my boy. Hold on, Terminator.
Miles. You have your boy Miles.
You like the Edgeworth cosplay? Yeah, I was just telling my son he should get him Miles Edgeworth.
No.
I said I was gonna get it for him for Halloween.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna see what this is about. And I hope you all enjoy. Thank you for watching. All right, so yeah, we have, you said Miles Edgeworth first?
Miles Edgeworth.
Miles Edgeworth.
We're gonna play the second game. And we should.
It's the Turning Investigations. Turnabout Visitor. Hold on. Turnabout Visitor, episode 1. Is there actually free roam? Is it?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit? Okay. All right. March 14th, 1:16 a.m.
To make sure the defendant is found guilty, what other choice do I have? That's the job of a prosecutor, after all. That may be true, but why? Why go this far? Maybe I wasn't clear enough, but a guilty verdict is all that it matters to me. No matter what the cost.
Uh-oh.
I'm a prodigy among prosecutors. Always have been, always will be. Whoa.
That was interesting. Okay, March 14th, 2:05 a.m. Prosecutor's building, 12th floor, hallway.
Know who it is. It's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office and keeping it clean. The door is unlocked. Detective Gumshoe. What's the smell? It's very familiar. Blood? What? What's the meaning of this? Freeze. Identify yourself. Shut up. Humph. You've got some nerve committing murder in a prosecutor's office. Is that a threat? Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I would be thrusted into a multitude of cases in some very frantic and busy days.
Show you.
No, it's just how he looks.
That was very dark, wasn't it, you guys?
Yeah.
March 14th, 2:56 a.m., High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202.
I finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well. Please continue your investigation. Yes, sir. Ah! Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Are you okay, sir? Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. When I heard that a murder had taken place in your office, I ran up here straight away. This is Dick Gumshoe. He's a detective with the local precinct, and the one they assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt?
Look, he knows how to do those voices.
No, I do not.
No, I'm perfectly fine. However... Ah! Look what they did to your office! It's totally trashed! I'll say, the culprit slayed my floor with dirt rather well. No one gets away with tracking mud into my office. Whoa! Sounds like you're getting really burnt up over this whole thing! This crime was committed in my office, so it is my responsibility to solve it. Ho-ho! That's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth! Okay, time to do some investigating! Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. So I'll keep any leads or information we find etched in the forefront of my mind. Speaking of things that pique my curiosity, why of all places did the murder occur in my office?
Crime scene, my office. Is it really coincidence that the murder took place in my office?
I get the nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in mind. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really. Especially because of this. The key to your office?
For security reasons, this office's door has a lock built into it.
What do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you. Logic? By finding the connection between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. That is the end result of using logic. So how do you use it? First, I recall the information we've gathered with L, and then I connect them together with X. What does that mean, sir? Now to use L and recall the facts. What are you doing, Mr. Ashworth?
Go through.
All right, crime scene, my office. Is it really a coincidence that the murder took place in my office? Okay, what we got to do? Just put one of these over there?
Put them together.
How?
Hey.
That's a
Hey
grid.
again.
Oh, okay.
And X.
Oh my goodness.
For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks. Which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as mere coincidence. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir.
Did you walk around yet? And is it smooth?
Yeah. It's pretty smooth. You look kind of goofy walking around. There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after?
Why did this happen in my office? What was the killer after?
You're really on the ball today, Mr. Answorth. That's some beautiful logic, sir. Yes, well, when you follow leads to their conclusion, only the truth remains. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well. But if I think carefully before piecing leads together, the logic should flow. Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Yes, sir!
Begin investigation. High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202.
The basis of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir. I know that, and when I want to examine something, I simply use A when I'm next to it. Oh, if you ever feel lost and want to talk, just use X, okay? I'll give you great precise advice as an ace investigator, sir. Something to try later if I have free time, I suppose. Well, you gotta walk around now.
It's different from the regular ace attorney. They just have the cursor on here. So you have to walk.
You gotta walk.
Okay, so I guess.
They finished photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area. I want to rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Wow, they messed this dude up. We should... Let's see here. There's blood all over his lower abdominal area. It looks like the blood passed clean through his stomach area, sir. In other words, he was shot. Yep, and until the autopsy's done, I don't think we'll know much more than that. Please have the body sent to the morgue once you're done processing the crime scene.
Bullet went clean through the victim's abdomen. The body was found at around 2:05 a.m.
Are you going to be okay with keeping track of the evidence we find, sir? Of course. This is the safest way I know to keep track of it all. All right, if you say so. I keep all the evidence I find either in or with... Wait. What? That's a typo. I keep all the evidence I find either in or with my organizer. Yeah, that's a typo. Yes, it is.
You find it either in or with my organizer.
That's a typo. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have but to press R to open my organizer. But the organizer isn't only for evidence. I keep Popo's profiles on hand in it too. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. My badge. It's more shinier than Phoenix's. What do we have here?
Hey, I think I've seen one of these before.
It's a police badge, detective.
Oh, hey, I have the exact same thing, actually. What a coincidence.
Let's take a look inside. Mr. Buddy Faith. Who
Buddy.
named this child?
Goody Faith.
Buddy Faith.
What kind of name is that? Really?
It would appear that our victim was a detective, just like you.
You didn't investigate the books.
I want you to rest until I've yeah, I want rest too.
Your files are all over the floor, sir.
They probably fell during the struggle between the victim and its killer.
Ah, and I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. I mean, this just rendered all that time and effort I put in pointless.
I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room.
Well, I wanted the flowers every day just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day every Saturday, I'd come in and clean this place until it sparkled.
Does he have a life?
That's it?
Yeah.
Now, yeah, it runs pretty smooth.
What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? If so, it would mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of their gun here.
I think I've seen one of these before.
Care to enlighten me as to where?
Oh, I know! I was issued the exact same model. I think.
Detective.
I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous.
You're a policeman.
But now that I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much, except in emergencies, so that's why I didn't recognize it.
So it's the same type of revolver as the ones used by the precinct's detectives.
Found at the crime scene, it's the same model as those used by precinct detectives.
I seem to have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now to calmly use some logic and figure out if any of them are connected to each other.
You have to do all the talking.
Really? No, so I gotta call. They gotta call. I gotta tell you who. So the detectives of the precinct all use the same model of revolver?
I guess. I don't really like guns, but I do know the different types out there.
At least he knows something related to his job. Use logic, unless you want to look around his room.
What you say?
Use logic unless you want to look around his room some more. Why's my forehead so big?
Really good. What did this happen in my office? What was the killer after? We have to put stuff together.
Yeah. You can press B.
Press B.
Get. No, L. Well, you gotta play the video game this time. Okay, cycle through the facts. You have to connect facts that relate to each other.
Well, the victim was detected when they used the revolver.
Yeah.
The revolver was the same as when they used it.
Yes, you're using your brain. You're using it.
How do you put that?
You click them, and then you click the other one. A. Then you press X to connect. The revolver, the standard model used by detectives, could have belonged to our recently deported Detective Gumshoe. Could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time?
Yes, sir! On it now, sir! Excuse me, pal. Let's see. What have we got here? Mr. Edgeworth, sir! This guy's wearing a gun holster!
So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him.
It can be victim's revolver. It can be assumed that this gun is the murder weapon. It was used to the victim. What?
Let's see what else we can find out about this revolver.
As always, sir, you've got to look really carefully at each piece of evidence. You can use R to rotate an object. There's no such thing as a bad angle. Use L and R to zoom in and out to get at the nitty-gritty.
This gun looks like a gun. When it turns that color, click on it.
What color?
Yellow. Or blue, I don't know, whichever one. It looks like only one round was fired from this.
Wow, so the killer killed the Vic with just one shot after wresting the gun from him? Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
We have no proof for now, but that is a distinct possibility. I guess this is about all we're going to find out. We should send the body to our...
Jim! Why? Oh, why? How could this have happened to a guy like you?
Are you alright?
Don't touch me! Leave me alone! Just let me be!
Sorry, but I can't do that. The investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body.
The body? The body? Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of flesh. Look at him. Jim looks like he's turned in for the night. Sir? Just in a blood suit, pal.
Sure. Sure.
Where are my manners?
Aren't you that prosecutor?
Why, yes I am. I'm Jax Portman, prosecutor.
Is that his name? Portsmouth. Jax Portsmouth.
What's up with his hair?
That's his hair.
Jim here was my partner in crime busting.
I'm Mouse Edgeworth. Like you, I'm also a prosecutor.
Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir!
So, you're Mouse Edgeworth. I guess this is your office. Yes, that is correct.
Then it was you! You're the one who killed Jim! Hey! Don't go around jumping to conclusions, pal! Just calm down, okay?
I will not! I know how things work around here! High prosecutor's office doors all have locks built into them.
He said, "What's up, y'all? Tell someone that both of my hands are broke."
Oh!
Break your hands.
He broke his hands.
You break your hands.
How did you break your hands?
Are you serious?
And only the owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door. That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner.
Really?
Yeah! Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on a business trip this whole time, pal! And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? So the only one who could get in here was me! Wait, that means... I'm not sure what that means.
So it was you then! You're Jim's killer!
No way, pal! You've got it all wrong!
Everyone calm down! Yeah. Mr. Portsman, correct. If you are a real prosecutor, you should know to stay collected. The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions? Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You sure are one cool customer though, Mr. Edgeworth.
Who's him?
I've heard all the rumors about you. You're a great genius prosecutor. Really are. You're something of a legend, you know. Anyway, let's call a truce and work together, okay? Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal?
Oh man, I didn't hear that. What happened?
Ooh.
Gosh.
A pleasure to work with.
Got two broken hands.
Go find him. We gotta go pick him up. You guys were conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on then. It's your room after all. Thank you. I intend to. I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there!
Sir!
I want you to capture this scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner, Jim.
Why you gonna take a picture with his dead body?
Give me a selfie with this body, man. Wait, hold up. I should probably give them some space.
Okay, you got some space now. What?
Where's the police officer just at?
Ah! Your jacket, sir! What's it doing on the floor?
It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing a round.
Workman's comp, workman's comp.
Where gets count?
So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well?
How you feeling? You feeling okay?
They dared to shoot the ultra special jacket that you made your prosecutorial debut in?
Right, prosecutorial.
Well, if they had shot through it, it would have been a disaster!
It's not worth getting worked up over, detective. Not when there's something more here.
That's my phone.
Really? I take it you haven't noticed it yet, Detective. There is a giant contradiction right here in front of us.
Really?
Did I say contradiction? He must be rubbing off on me. I'm starting to sound like him. But I have my own methods, and I will conduct this investigation my way. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. First, I have to find a spot that holds the contradiction. This is it. This bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I should point my cursor at it and press X with conviction.
Right, Edgeworth.
Edgeworth. And when I have found sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it. This is how I do things. You missed the Phoenix, right? Reference mama?
Hold on, what did he say?
He said, did I just say contradiction? He must be rubbing off on me.
Oh, okay. That's the Phoenix, right? Oh, okay, I get you. Now what? What did I do now?
I forgot. Oh yeah, it only fired one shot. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
You said what?
The gun, cause like, if it only fired one shot, how is this bullet hole right there? This bullet hole is the contradiction.
What do you mean, sir?
It's elementary. 2 shots were fired in this room. The first felled the victim. And the second felled this frame.
Hey, that's right!
However, this gun was only fired once.
Hey, that's true too!
Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight?
Another handgun other than the victim's gun that I found. Could there be another gun in play here?
By the way, I noticed something, sir.
Yes?
What's up, Dave? How's it going?
Hello, Dave!
Did you get the notification?
No!
Oh, man. You've been on here for like 36 minutes.
It's a new game!
Yeah, this the new game we're playing.
What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame?
Snowshoe.
Oh wait, that thing.
What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame?
Ah, that. It's a secret safe.
A secret safe? Oh, I smell money!
It's working out of money.
I'll spare us the trouble and just say it. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now, if you could kindly move this frame out of the way.
Roger that! Achoo! Talk about dusty!
I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while.
I had no idea there was a safe here. Well, I'd have kept it clean for you, sir. So when did you put this thing in?
It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one.
Really? I had no idea.
Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence.
So what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth?
Right now, nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session.
That's it? Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams.
Secret safe. Each prosecutor has one in their office. Only they know of them. Trial evidence use.
I want to rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Gumshoe, turn your head. I'm about to put in my password.
I want to see, sir.
So, Game Queen 81, how's it going?
Hello. Now this is odd.
You found something, sir?
This keypad. Don't you find it to be a bit too clean?
Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself.
You there, the forensic scientist.
Yes, sir.
Could you please dust this area for fingerprints?
You got it, sir.
I couldn't find, let alone a single print. Looks like it was wiped down well.
All of the fingerprints on this have been wiped clean off. You said help from Terminator.
I'm coming. Stay right there.
Like it was nice.
Y'all finna crash on the side of the road.
Really? As I thought. It appears that logic is the only way around the setback. Time to rationally and calmly play connected dots with the information we have. Who touched my safe? Who did it? Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So white fingerprints.
White fingerprints? Why was the killer in here specifically?
In what? In
Okay, so think about this. Think about it. What was his objective in coming here?
To kill that guy?
No, we
Or
found.
to get the handgun?
No, we was just talking about the safe, right?
Mm-hmm.
The safe that's only in the prosecutor's office, and now that has white prints.
Right.
So, what was the killer's motive for killing him in this place of all places? What if he didn't want to kill him at all? What if he was trying to get something else entirely?
Look at that, got lost.
It's the killer's goal and white fingerprints.
I don't get it, but
Really? Fishing. I believe I have figured out what the murderer was after.
Well, what is it, sir?
The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe.
the motive theft. The culprit tried to open my safe. Was the killer's motive theft?
I wonder if knowing that the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other pieces of information we can tell me about this crime.
Here we go again.
Here we go again.
Another handgun. Hold on.
Ooh.
I guess them two?
No.
Oh my goodness.
Y'all seem to be good with this. The files are all over the floor, which it could be signs of a struggle, but it also could be somebody just throwing over the floor looking for something. Yeah.
I have to get the feel for this game.
There's a possibility that the files splayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer.
Oh, you mean it could be like when the killer tried to find something, sir?
Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna shelve files like you've never seen before, even at a library.
Sure. Let's give that a try. Why do all the good ones always die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth.
Why is he still here?
Get out, please. No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth. And so what are we supposed to do? How do we keep about finding how do we go about finding the truth? First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place. You got it! Here, let me help.
So this file goes here, and that book goes there.
You should know about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office.
Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal! Okay, done!
We're sure that the murder was definitely committed here.
The bloodstains on the bookshelf were still fresh!
I suspect that the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf.
And then the guy fell down onto the floor, right? The blood on the floor is kind of grossing me out!
Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now.
But you know I'm no good with blood, sir!
I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture.
You've been all here and it's right here. Is there something behind there?
Is there something behind there? God, examine it.
Like,
It appears that the victim was in a sitting position here after being shot.
trying to get up?
Oh, so that's why the seal of the victim's parents has blood on it!
You want me to tell you?
Hold on, I done got out.
Yeah, I got out of it.
How do go back?
You gotta get through this. Look at the boy,
Huh?
Jack, whatever his name is.
It's right here.
Talk with Jack. The shelves. Mr. Portsman, a word if I may.
Oh, Jim, your laugh, your smile. I'll never be able to joke around with you again. But don't you worry, Jim. I'll joke around enough for the both of us. You'll see.
He's not listening at all. Mr. Portsman is off in his own little world, it seems. Oh, wait, not him. You were supposed to look at the shelves. There you go. I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture.
There's something wrong with the picture. There's something wrong with the picture.
You want me to just tell you?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's the bullet hole. It's too low.
Ah, it's right here.
You press X on the bullet hole.
X?
Yeah. this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold?
Did they say the bullet hole went through him?
Mm-hmm. This is clearly a contradiction here with the bullet hole. I said this there.
What do you mean, sir?
You don't see? Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up.
But what if the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down, sir?
That would be illogical. The victim leaned against the shelf here after being shot, which suggests that he was standing when he was shot.
And that means... Wait, what does that mean, sir?
It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. And it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. What is the faulty assumption that caused this problem with the bullet hole's position? Ooh.
The position of the body?
Nope.
Handprints.
Nope. You think they planted the handprints?
But it's the faulty assumption that caused this problem with the bullet hole's position. What, the order of the files?
Yes, the bullet hole is in the files. I believe the order of the files is a bit off.
You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually, I think the labels on the files are wrong, sir.
Oh?
Yeah! You see how the files that were shot begin with the number 0? What are those doing all the way down there after 1, 2, and 3? That's really weird!
Actually, the way they are organized now is the correct order. They're exactly as I see them in my mind's eye.
But the numbers are all out of order.
Those white binders are special, so they're arranged a little differently. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. Aha! So that's it!
Well, they may have known how it was supposed to be arranged.
I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did, detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out.
Do you think it'd be okay to prop the body back up to how it was before it was moved?
They finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it shouldn't be. If you please, Detective Gumshoe. That's messed up. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went through my files first before shooting Mr. Faith.
They write Gumshoe's name on there?
Yeah, you see that?
And then put the files back in numerical order, I guess.
Exactly. And then proceeded to shoot the victim.
But why would someone kill a man and then look through your files one more time?
Puzzling indeed. The files were thrown into disarray twice, once before and once after the crime. But why?
Files in disarray. The culprit rearranged my files twice. Once before and once after the murder. Why?
Now the crime scene is as it was at the time of the murder. Time to give it another look.
Let me go down here.
This?
What is that? Why does it say Gumshoe on there in blood?
I say, that's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed.
No, wait, there's gotta be some mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me! Say something, sir!
It appears that one of my files was stolen.
Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation?
Is this what the killer was really after?
Stolen file. One of the files that were written upon in blood was stolen by the culprit. Investigation complete.
Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. And this most important message managed to reach us.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me!
You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. If you're going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Jim's words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it! I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you going to do?
Which I always do in court. I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique.
Oh, how do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir?
You already know what this is.
Might as well.
No, you already know how to cross-examine. It's Phoenix right.
How do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir? He talk.
Yeah, you know, it's the...
gotcha. Maybe some other time.
Mr. Portsman, if you are ready.
If you don't have time, you can just say so, sir.
Alright, you should be good with this.
Mr. Portsman. Mr. Portsman, logic.
Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead.
Hey, Garrison. Feels it's nice to see you two playing Ace Attorney, solving the mysteries. Yeah, this is the newer. Well, it's not new, but you know, it's the game that came out with Miles Edgeworth. So we were excited for this one just to see how it is.
She's struggling.
How it's different from the other series, but I still love it. How you doing tonight?
That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice. You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer? I can hear Jim's voice, and he's calling for his killer's arrest! Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There is no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find a flaw in this man's logic and expose it with credible evidence.
Rebuttal, Mr. Portsman logic.
Mr. Portman logic.
Detective Gumshoe stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. I suppose to cross his out?
Yup.
Hold it!
Hold it! You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask.
What is it?
Why do you call the victim Jim? And clearly his name is Buddy Faith. Bless this child.
Isn't it obvious? Jim is the perfect name for my companion. Jackson Jim. Don't those two names go together like peanut butter and jelly? But Jim isn't even close to the guy's real name. Well, Jackson Buddy just sounds off somehow. Besides, he was the third of a bunch of guys I decided to nickname Jim.
Talks about the victim like he was his pet.
Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead.
Hold it!
Do you really think it was necessary to dishevel my shelves twice to do that?
That's true. Okay then, maybe his real intent was theft. Hey, are you accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Ashworth? It's a possibility. Maybe your salary's been cut so much that life is getting a little too rough to handle. I'll have you know that I eat 3 square meals every day, pal! Okay, so all 3 of them happen to be instant noodles, but... Poor thing, what an evil prosecutor you were paired up with. And what a motive, no?
That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf.
Hold it!
And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing?
Because the body was getting in his way. He had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway...
But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding.
Hold it!
Why do you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters?
The body was covering it quite well, when you say. That's how he missed it. But judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for your detective to miss something. Who do you think you are? You know nothing about me, pal! There's a lot a person can understand about another from first impressions alone.
I can't say I disagree with him on that point.
Well, why don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth!
Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective to be the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I can prove it with evidence.
I couldn't ask for a better setup. For the game-finishing spike! It will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice. Hold it!
You saying that those letters were intended for you?
Yup, Jim was an outstanding detective. I would expect no less from my former partner.
It looks like Mr. Portsmouth still doesn't understand. He has yet to figure out the true meaning behind the bloody letters.
What are you sputtering over there? Can't you just admit my logic is perfectly sound?
Actually, there's a gigantic flaw in his logic. The gap's so wide that even the good detectives get spotted. Now, to clue Mr. Portsmouth in by presenting him with some evidence. Ooh.
Oh goodness.
I think it's the attorney's badge on the first statement.
That's his prosecutor's badge?
Wait, yeah, the prosecutor's badge. It's not the attorney's badge. It's the prosecutor's badge now.
What are we trying to prove?
Find a contradiction. Like always.
Messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That was sitting in front of the bookshelf.
We're trying to prove that Detective Gumshoe could have saw those letters.
as his body was hiding. It will be his final words that you will be brought to justice. What is it? He was standing up, was he?
Mhm. Different statement.
Statement is.
This one. Mhm.
Objection!
That's not it. Mr. Portman, there's a large flaw in your logic.
Really? I think it holds up rather well, actually. What do you think is wrong with it?
Nothing. Let's move on.
I made a network make a mistake, y'all.
Yeah! I can't take Homer.
This isn't like you at all, sir! Concentrate!
It was your fault.
I didn't do that. That was careless of me. I can't afford to do that. The truth will slowly slip away. Remain calm, Miles. It's the only way. Because it's a Miles. Miles.
But what to present?
Right here.
Huh?
Right here. If one of the files was stolen by the culprit obviously must have noticed it.
Oh, well. Anyway.
Really?
Objection!
Ooh, new achievement. Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there's a serious flaw in your logic.
Bringing a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game.
I can't help but find it odd.
Excuse me?
Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down upon the power of his own office.
What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking. I get it.
If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, might direct your attention to the missing file.
What? That's impossible!
What's impossible, Mr. Portsman?
Nothing.
The files on that shelf were all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines.
Objection!
It's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder.
I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters and the detective's name where the file should be its proof.
Yeah! I mean, the S is gone, and there's only half an H!
If Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood.
Which means, what exactly? What does that make this dying message?
It makes it the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene.
That's so low! I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir! I'm gonna get him, sir! You'll see! I'm gonna have them under arrest in no time!
Well, Mr. Portsman.
Brilliant! Absolutely splendid!
Why did I make it sound like Gumshoe?
Logic deserving of Olympic gold.
I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed.
Nah, you win some and you lose some. That's how life goes.
Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive.
Oh, this investigation going.
Luma. But you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up. However...
What is it this time? Are you still after me, pal?
Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office?
That will be me! But Mr. Edgeworth just proved that I'm innocent, pal!
That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge you're innocent. And why do I sense you still have something to say?
What's wrong with you, dude?
Well, I was thinking, did you know that there's another one person with a key to this office? One other person? Hey, you there! Yes, sir! What is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? A lady? The girl is a member of the building security. Think of her as a material witness.
Security? Did you say security? No! Stop it, pal! Don't!
What's wrong with him all of a sudden?
Not Maggie, is
I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon Miss Maggie Bird, a member of security.
Got her voice. the Detective Gumshoe, sir?
Maggie!
Make it sound like cop.
Miss Bird is the security guard on watch tonight. I see. And your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in the building.
What?
You are not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe. And the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird.
How dare you? I would never sneak into someone's room.
That's right! That's right! I refuse to believe Maggie's the culprit, pal! It was me! That's right! I did it!
Can you take that as a confession, Detective?
Well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal! So yeah, it was me! If it was, you'd have no problems with that, right?
Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There is no need for such theatrics. Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime, and for one simple reason.
Reason for suspicion. They always getting Maggie, are they?
It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. So you're saying she used the master key?
Master key. This can open every office door. Its use is controlled by security staff.
Incredibly incriminating evidence, when you say. That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me. I wonder if there was anybody else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. It seems that the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give me more details is to press him. What you say?
Both of reason for suspicion. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird stuck into your room using that master key.
Hold it!
Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight, she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird?
Oh, look at the blue badger. Take that off.
That's true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir.
Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean? Yes, moving along. I'd hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated.
What do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal.
Well, you can't really trust her not to tell fibs. Plus, I hate wasting time. Should I hear Miss Bird out?
Ask for more details.
Speak, woman.
Not so fast. I too am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her fibs. I'll be the judge of that. Miss Bird, if you please.
I discovered that the master key was missing at around 1 a.m., sir.
What do you mean by missing?
As in, it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it.
Mr. Portsman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you? I can't believe that someone like you would be taken in by such words.
I'm not fibbing, sir.
If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now.
I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir.
A likely story. And where's your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again.
I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it.
Yeah, pal. Trust me. You don't want to touch just how bad our luck is.
Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth.
But... You still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office.
Motive? Didn't we already establish that it was death? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried to save. It is as Mr. Portsman says, Detective. We can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive of theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. Her intent? From the messed up shelves to the wiped down safe, I'd say thievery.
Hold it!
I concur that the culprit's motive appears to have been thievery. However, glad to hear that the great Miles Edgeworth is in agreement with little old me. However, we will go into the investigation of the bookshelves and safe. Hey, good thinking, asking for my opinion on the matter. Would it be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence?
I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door.
Hold it!
I thought we had established Detective Gumshoe's innocence pretty thoroughly. It was just a theory, one hypothesis among the many possibilities. I mean, I had my doubts about Miss Bird from the very beginning. If that's the case, then why didn't you mention her first?
No, don't make that face. See, there goes the truth running the other way.
Let's pick up the pace and see if we can catch up to it. I don't think you're catching my drift.
But we are in agreement that the detective isn't the killer, right? If so, then I hope you understand when I say... since she is the only one who could have opened your office door.
Then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect.
Hold it!
Don't you think it's a bit early to be jumping to conclusions?
Are you saying there's another way to open the door other than with the master key? Oh, I get it. Perhaps you had a spare made for someone else.
I'll have you know I've never made a spare. So what are you insinuating?
Nothing. Guess I should have known better than to suggest someone like you would.
On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she?
Hold it!
Is there anyone in this district who hasn't at least heard of Detective Gumshoe?
Good point. He's practically a celebrity among us prosecutors.
Really? I never knew I was so talked about, sir!
We're holding our collective breath, you know. For when you mess up so badly that you're literally chased off the forest.
Wait, what? Is that true, Mr. Edgeworth?
Of course not. That's hogwash.
Phew, don't scare me like that. I almost had a heart attack there.
Making it all that more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message.
Hold it!
By dying message, you mean the bloody letters that spell out Gumshoe?
I figured that whoever wrote his name must have wanted to frame him. And just the act of choosing his name is proof enough that the two knew each other pretty well. Didn't you just say he was a celebrity?
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and present some evidence!
I would love to. But first, we should listen a bit more and digest what he is saying. And press him for more information.
Well, we already pressed him, so...
Alright, her intent from the skills to wipe down his thievery. If the Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, and that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message.
Read through the evidence. They don't really explain that, like, they don't really look at the evidence that much that game. I think that's why you're struggling. Alright, now go back through the statements. Why he keep messing with his jacket, bro? Just keep it on and keep it off, man. Want me to give you a hint?
Go ahead.
Only the prosecutors know about this.
About the safe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Objection!
Do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Bird was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe. The existence of which is only privy to prosecutors. Ah! I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was a part of her cunning plan. But she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted.
Yeah, even I didn't know about that safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either.
Then are you proposing that the killer is a prosecutor? Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now?
Curses! Why? What made you? What's with the angry face all of a sudden? It's all my fault!
What do you mean?
It's Jim.
He knew about the existence of the secret safes.
What did you just say?
We're partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. That's why I told him. I filled him on the secret safes.
Then that means...
Yeah, I know. I had only just told him too. Obviously, it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it, but the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. No one's claiming that the victim was the thief. And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you, Miss Maggie Bird?
Excuse me?
I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a bit too far, even in your risky profession.
What? You're still accusing Maggie of the murder?
Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it! It was self-defense, wasn't it?
No, I couldn't. No, I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir.
Plus, even if he was the thief, he wouldn't have a key to his office.
Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? It was Jim who stole the master key. Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him. Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. Has he no honor? Now then, I think we're done here. An investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out?
How you go put Edgeworth out his own office?
You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office.
But I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You are suspects to varying degrees, and therefore ineligible to run this show.
Listen, listen, pal. How many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit.
Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself.
But sir...
We have no choice but to accommodate his request. For now. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourself from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman. We will meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now don't disappoint me, you hear?
To be continued.
That went on for a while.
Yeah. I was thinking that would be.
Yeah. Look at he already planned.
Yeah.
But yeah, what y'all think about that? How do y'all like the game?
You were struggling.
I am. I know. I'm tired too.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I was gonna make it a movie night tonight, but I said I might go to bed.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. Thank you all for watching, and I'll have to go back and watch it myself again. Yeah, because I was half asleep on this game today. But yeah, we had Streaming Charlie, Yeety in the chat, Game Queen 81, and Dave, and Garrison. Thank you all for chatting. Also, thank you all for watching. If you're watching, you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I'd appreciate you to go ahead and just subscribe. Also, if you don't mind hitting that like button for me, I'd appreciate it. I will talk to you all on the next one. You all take care. All right, Dave. I hope you enjoyed that case. You can go back and watch the beginning. See how you like the beginning of that case and let me know. All right, good night, everyone.